Okay, owls, welcome to your weekly owl hoot, and we are getting ready to start um, the week of September 21st. I had to look at my calendar because this is recorded in advance. This week's going to look a lot similar to last week as we get a little closer look at some figurative language review. I do have, I'm going to move this down. I do have your lesson in prep. It'll open up for you on Sunday night. As always, you should be working in the classwork tab, and this is week 4 content that you are beginning. So please make sure that you're starting at the start here for the lesson plan. When you open up the lesson plan, it works completely for you. The one note that I definitely want you to see is we are slowly moving to a Monday through Friday work week, which will officially start in the beginning of the second quarter, which is truly only a few weeks away. So this week's due dates do say Friday. I would like for you to try really, really hard to meet those Friday deadlines, but you do still have a grace period of Saturday and Sunday if you need it. But just know that we are heading in this direction now that things are starting to make a little bit more sense and you're navigating better. So if I keep going, this looks very similar. You can see that I've changed the content pace for Monday through Friday. You will be working in your ISN and digitally this week. Your lesson plan here, I have changed from a Monday through Friday lesson plan. Again, it lists your stems, your lit terms. This week we're going to be reading a News ELA article. Your writing will encompass another anchor chart to continue working with our grammar. And then your digital literacy skills are still down here, being able to upload documents. This week we're going to take another picture of our weekly word for notes and anchor chart, and also to navigate between Google Docs and Google Classroom as you need to. What you need is up here for you. And then our question for this week says, if verbs are action words, how often are you verbing in a day? Just to kind of start wrapping your head around verbs and putting that back to the forefront from last year. Your agenda and learning targets for this week are up here. By the end of the week, students will be able to. And the one thing that's just kind of changed on here is I am going to start opening up your weekly quiz on Thursdays. And the reason for that is if we're trying to move to a Monday through Friday work week, I want you to have a little bit of flexibility to be able to take that quiz, even though you're doing it remotely. So I'll open it Thursday with the expectation it's done Friday before you go to sleep. Again, go ahead and review what students will be able to do. Slides 5 through, just like last week, 5 through 16 are all your new stems. I have given you an image of what your notebook should look like before you begin. And if you have this notebook filled out, the table is where you will start writing your notes from the presentation. So then it's a let's begin, and it goes through all of your stems. Please make sure you're reading every word. The stems are there for you to put into your long-term memory and make connections to the text. Your lit terms for this week, again, go into your note taker. You have comparing and contrasting. Our grammar idea this week is verbs. And then again, we're taking a closer look this week at metaphors. So slide 18 has the completed notebook weekly words notes that yours should look like after you've gone through slides 5 through 17. You're getting the hang of it. So this slide, as you know, is basically your quiz for Thursday. So make sure that you're reviewing this these pages, these weekly word pages throughout the week. So again, it goes in your long-term memory. Here, just a reminder, your notes are completed at this point. If you wanted to take a break, you're welcome to take a break. Remember, the lesson plan is not designed for you to do in one sitting. You can, but it is also designed for you to be able to space it out through your work week. So it does say if you need to pause, go ahead. Just remember what slide you're on for when you come back. A gentle reminder that you are creating your flashcards. You have 4 new stems this week, and that brings your flashcard total to 16. If you do not have 16 flashcards made, this is an excellent opportunity for you to go back, rewatch some videos, and remake these flashcards. Right before quarter 1 ends, I will do a flashcard check where we're counting them, and that will count as your grade. So it's a whole lot easier if you just keep up with them as you're going. Slide 21, it's just a reminder that we are going to take a Google form quiz. It's not really a quiz, though. It's just an activity about metaphors, very similar to last week's simile activity that most of you did outstanding on. It gives you a sentence and then 3 examples of what that metaphor could mean, and then you have to select the best answer. So just a reminder that that you need to get it done, and also the difference between similes and metaphors. Continuing on, you are making this anchor chart here on the right, which is about verbs. You can zoom in if you need to. You can use your own verbs if you want. These are ones that I was just brainstorming, came across. I also found an anchor chart that I was loving on at the same time. So your completed notebook should look like mine. You have your weekly words 4 notes on the left and your anchor chart on the right. One of your assignments this week is to take a picture of this, just like this, opened up for me, and submit it to Google Classroom, just so I can kind of keep up with your notebooks and make sure you aren't falling behind at all. The part we're really going to be using this year, especially in our face-to-face sessions, are these sentence stems to help us identify verbs. And it's I will blank, yesterday I blanked, I have blanked. And I've given you some examples of how these work. Most verbs fit in these 3 sentences. You can kind of self-check. The example I did was know. I will know, yesterday I knew, and I have known. That means know, knew, and known are all verbs. If they fit in those blanks, you have found a verb. I went on and did it again with watch. So it's I will watch, yesterday I watched, I have watched. So watch, watched, and watched are all verbs because they fit in my lines. And you could use any of these words here to manipulate the verb to work with the tenses. So these 3 sentences are your friends when you're trying to figure out if something is a verb. Make sure this gets uploaded to Google Classroom for me. And then you did it. You've completed week 4 of learning material. Make sure you're reading everything. Just a reminder that we are slowly moving to a Monday through Friday schedule. And here's a checklist. By the end of this week, before you can say I am caught up in ELA, you should have completed your week 4 notes, your verb anchor chart, which I just showed you. There's your News ELA article this week. You're going to be completing a metaphor activity on a Google form. And then on Thursday, your weekly words 4 quiz will open up. So once you have these 5 checked in your head, you know you finished ELA for the week, but just keep reading for your 20-book challenge. If I come back up here to my classwork tab, here's the metaphor quiz. It'll pop open for you. The verb and anchor chart, just like I showed you on slide 22 from your lesson plan, you're going to upload the image here for me. News ELA, this might look a little different as of Sunday, but this is where you're going to access your News ELA assignment. The one thing that you are going to probably want to peek back at is on page 2 in your notebook. You made this beautiful anchor chart for me about the expectations of News ELA. This is where all the fun happens. Please make sure that you've answered my questions that I've left in the article that are in purple for full credit. And I've also highlighted a few vocabulary words in yellow for you to guess what the word means. You're not expected to go look up the dictionary definitions, but you do have some annotations that you need to complete in News ELA as you complete it. And that goes right back from your anchor chart here that we've already turned in. If you missed that somehow, that was back in week 2. So if you go look at lesson plan week 2, the News ELA anchor chart is there, and I've talked about it at greater length. And then finally, the quiz. Again, I'm hoping to have that open for you early Thursday morning. Don't use your notes on it. Make sure those words are going in your long-term memory so that we can be successful for later. So that is your week in a nutshell. The one thing that I said to my Wednesday class this week, and I just want to, as a reminder to everyone, please, please, please be checking PowerSchool for your grades. All 4 of your core teachers use Google Classroom to submit assignments, grade assignments, review assignments, but the final grades go into PowerSchool. We have some owls who are missing some work. Some things that maybe you think are completed are not. So this is your friendly reminder to please check PowerSchool as we are already winding down the first quarter. As always, owls, I'm only an email away should you need anything. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I look forward to seeing the work that you submit. Have a great day.